Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Reality Is where words do come to life. Look, we're approaching a season of election time, and we're approaching a season where we're going to get stories that's half truths. And what I don't like is if a story is being told, make sure you get the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Now, I received an article this morning, and I didn't have a time to address it this morning, but I am addressing it now. And the title of it is from Channel 7 iTeen. It says Illinois Department of Correction halts county transfers after COVID-19 outbreaks. And first of all, I want to say that's a lie. They haven't halted anything. Matter of fact, they've been rolling them in there like a revolving door. And the problem with that is what they're saying in this article, that they're being checked and that the inmates are more safer than the staff. No, the inmates have been on lockdown for the last 3 weeks because they have been short staffed and maybe because staff is sick. So that's a half truth. Here is the other part that bothers me. It starts off and it says the surge in the COVID cases behind bars across Illinois is now triggering state action. Illinois Department of Correction officials are temporarily putting a halt to prison transfers from county jails into the state prison system. That's a lie. Even in Statesville, there is an inmate that was already in there, and they're bringing outside inmates in to the prisons. There is another inmate that they brought somebody in who was infected with the virus. They took the person out and then they put them back in, and then that inmate ended up being infected. So where's the statistical data that you are getting your information from? Because clearly it ain't accurate information. So let's go on. It says, as Illinois state officials implement this freeze, a new piece of data comes into focus. The state prison's inmate population across Illinois is better protected against COVID than the staff that guards them. That's another lie. And I'm not appreciative of you saying you all are doing 100+%, because you're not. You're not doing what you say. There are no sanitization, hardly, even though I found out from a reliable source that they have plenty of things to sanitize with, but it's not being used. I found out they got dirty sheets with stain in them, sheets with burn holes in them. I found out they got uniforms with stains in them, uniforms with burnt holes in them. So, and it was on lockdown, so much so that they started flooding their toilets. Some start cutting themselves to get out. And you all have a lot of nerve to, in Channel 7, for you to accept this information as factual leaves a lot to be desired. Have you been inside those walls? Unless you've been inside and talked to the people who live in the trauma, you don't know the whole truth. Because those who running it gonna make it seem like they're doing a fantastic job, and they are not. So it says data from Illinois Department of Correction reveals that 75% of the incarcerated population statewide has been vaccinated, while 66% of state prison staff has been vaccinated against the virus. At the maximum security Statesville Correction Center in Joliet, the vaccination gap is even wider. But that's not just all the problem in Statesville. And I'm going to come back with another video because they're not getting proper water. Statesville is raggedy. The water is contaminated. They're brushing their teeth, they're washing their face, and they're showering in this kind of water. And if you all going to report the news, then y'all better damn well make sure that you report everything that's factual. Again, like I said earlier, because what's in this article ain't the truth. We get the stories all the time from the people on the inside. From Statesville to Will County to Cook County Jail. So I don't know where y'all getting y'all statistical data, but you know what it makes me think? You get statistical data because election time is coming up and you want to act like, y'all got everything up under control. Tom Dart, Tony Preckwinkle, y'all don't have nothing up under control. Nothing. And it says, go on further down, currently in Illinois State Prison, IDOC data reveals that 1,684 offenders and 1,042 staffs are positive, COVID positive. And I made a suggestion that if you got new people that's coming from the outside that can potentially bring the virus inside, why don't you set them in a location for new people transferring in? Then do your due diligence and check them at least 24 to 48 hours, because that is the time frame for it to show up. 24 to 48 hours. But that ain't what y'all do. Y'all process them in and immediately you drop them in to these decks and infect everybody, not just the inmates, you're infecting the staff. So for me, for people that I talk to, it says to them, y'all don't give a damn. You don't care. You do what you do, and then you send articles out here and you lie about what you're doing, and none of this is factual. It's a whole, not a half a lie, it's a whole lie and some. And they're in there, some of my double masks, some of them don't even want to wear masks. And instead of you having a unit with unvaccinated inmates and unvaccinated workers, they can work hand in hand. The inmates that don't want to be vaccinated and the workers that don't want to be vaccinated, put them in the same area. And those who are vaccinated and who want to wear their mask, put them in the same area. But that ain't what y'all do. But yet and still, you got this article out here and you want to lie about it. And it says at the Cook County Jail, 2 months ago, 38 prisoners and 30 staff were COVID positive. 1 month later, the total had tripled. Tuesday night, the number of prisoners and staff COVID positive is 769,342 detainees and 427 employees, greater than 11 times where it was early in November. But you just said earlier in the article that y'all had a hold on it. So if you had a hold on it, how did this number jump 11 times? So the article is kind of contradictory to what you're saying, where you're doing safety and your protocol and you're protecting them. And I'm going to say this again. They are human beings, the workers and the inmates. Inmates' family want them to come home just like the workers' families want them to come home. Now, who is to blame for all this? It ain't just Tom Dart and Tony Preckwinkle. It's these commissioners, and I'm going to prove it to you. Then it goes on to say the Cook County Jail has just been doing a really good job with everything related to COVID. Lie again. They have a lot of folks who are coming into the jail now who are positive for COVID, said Dr. Allison, CDPH commissioner. They've been working to really increase the ability to make sure that those folks are isolated and get the care they need to not have further spread within the jail. Again, that's a lie. So not too long ago, I know for sure that on one of the decks, they brought in at least about, when they found out some individuals on the deck was positive for the virus, they took them off and they immediately replaced those from off the deck who was positive with new detainees that was just processed in. Only to find out when they processed the outside detainees into the deck, who they removed those who was in there who was already tested positive for COVID off the deck, they just added to the spread. That's what they did. Now, if you're taking somebody off the deck that's been in there for a while who's tested positive for COVID, what makes you think it's okay to bring somebody from outside into the deck who potentially could carry the same thing? And when you move them, no cells were sterilized, the floors was not sterilized, nothing was wiped down, nothing was cleaned, nothing was sprayed, nothing was done. So you know what that means? Y'all don't give a damn. The virus continued to spread. You ain't cleaned up nothing. You ain't cared about nothing. So you wonder why your staff is getting sick. You wonder why detainees are getting sick. And the question is, if you have all these detainees, where are you housing them at? Because don't seem like you have enough room, like Tom Dart said. It's plenty of room, right? That's what he said. Cook County jail officials tell the I-Team approximately 53% of 342 individuals who are positive in jail tested positive during intake procedure. That's a lie. That is a hot, bold lie. A lot of them tested positive in there already, inside. So I even been told that in Statesville, some of the workers that passing the trays around are positive, but you still got them passing food around. The thing is airborne. If you got detainees in there who refuse to wear their mask, y'all have rules for people outside. So then if they refuse to wear their mask, then you need to put them in a separate facility. But that's not what you do. And they have tested positive. And you all know they are positive. And it takes you a couple of days. You wait till they have a fever. You wait till they throw up until they're really sick before you move them out. And that's a problem right there. Tuesday, across the federal prison system, America, 4,377 inmates and 928 Bureau of Prisons employees are currently COVID positive. It's a recycling effect. If you don't sanitize, if you don't properly isolate and do the thing that you need to do, guess what? It's going to keep circulating. And cutting on the air conditioner does not do anything but spread it quicker. Dumbasses. Illinois, there are more state prison workers here with COVID than the entire federal prison system coast to coast. Statesville, it should be condemned. It should totally be condemned. You don't have no food for them. You don't have no water for them. The water is contaminated. You are infecting people by placing them inside the cell. You take them out of one cell, put them back in. If the test come out negative, you put them back in the cell, and you take them back on, test them again, you come back positive. Guess what? They didn't breathe. They didn't sleep in there with somebody. They already infected them. So this is how it's spreading. Y'all so smart, you're stupid. And it bothers me to know that our commissioners hold a lot of accountability for what goes on inside those jails. I thought it was just Tom Dart, but it's not. Just like Kim Fox, the police department is not the total blame. Kim Fox is. Now the commissioners are to take some blame for what's going on inside of Cook County Jail. The nastiness, how y'all process people in, how you process them out. You say you put them in holding. You say you test them. That's a lie. I know for sure you're not testing them. You process them and immediately put them on the floor. You don't know if they're positive or negative until they've been there 24 to 48 hours. And then you realize there is a problem. And by the time you realize, guess what? You have contaminated somebody else. Proper sterilization and sanitation is not happening inside those walls. So for you all to say statistical data, you're doing a good damn job, that's a good damn lie. Across the board. That's a good lie. Inmates are getting sick. They are being locked up because they are short staffed because of the workers who are affected by the virus. And anytime you already got them locked up, then you take them from being locked up and put them on lockdown. They can't have no visitation. You didn't make sure they had no tablets. They don't have no programming. They don't have nothing to do with themselves. And everybody's in there. Families not sending them something to keep them occupied. And then you wonder why you have all these fights. You have all this chaos and confusion. These are the reasons why. So any news media outlet that's out there, get your facts right. Stop listening to these people who is the authorities over these prisons. They're going to make themselves look good. They're going to pat themselves on the back. Because you know what? They don't want you to know the truth. They don't. If you really want to know what's going on in there, go ask the people that live in there, that's been in there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Ask them. They can tell you better. That's when you're going to get the real truth. But you know why your elected officials and your authorities don't want you to know? Because then that lets you know they got mud on their face and lets you know that they have been lying. So you can look at all the statistical data you want to. That statistical data don't mean shit when there's an influx in numbers inside those prison walls. And family members are getting messages that their loved ones have COVID. There is a gentleman that's in Will County right now, took his cellmate out, infected with COVID, brought him right back to the same cell and infected him. He's a diabetic, has lost 70 pounds. 70. And then you wonder why when they come out, they got high blood pressure, they got this, they got that, they got this. The food is horrible. Y'all say y'all care. That's not care. Y'all just tolerating and getting by to collect the money, because this is all about money. Let's call it what it is. It's all about money on every black and brown individual that sit inside those walls. Because y'all don't give a damn if you wrongfully convicted them. You don't give a damn if it's excessive sentencing. And a lot of these stories that's coming up, you find out these people are innocent. And y'all blame I blame your state's attorney, I blame your judges, I blame Tony Prepwicker, I blame Tom Dar, and most of all, I blame the damn commissioners. Because y'all know what's going on. You know what's going on. You sit here and you act like you're ignorant to the fact, and you're very much aware. Very much aware. Why do we have constitutional laws? Why do we have human rights? Because y'all don't care about none of them. You don't. Justice is served for white folks. And I'll keep saying it until it's a difference. It's not served for the black and brown. And for anybody to get up on here and make these lies a reality, I got a problem with that. I got a real problem with that. And if you call up some families and we have to bring some people to the table to tell you the truth, then that's what we'll need to do. So I suggest, now you can do what you want to. Every news media outlet, if you're going to report something about what's going on inside those walls, make sure you get the story right. Don't listen, because what is in that article is one-sided. It's all lies. Mattresses are horrible. They've been sleeping on them so much they don't even have no cush. They don't even have no ush. Ain't nothing in there but a cotton ball. Period. To get sheets twice a month, new sheets, and everybody else is sleeping on them, and they probably not even been washed correctly, but they can be sterilized with what we're dealing with, and then have inmates to call organizations and tell them that the sheets are stained with piss and boo-boo and burn stains, to find out that they're being given uniforms with burn stains and everything else. And when stuff is not properly cleaned, you know what you do? You recycle it. When you don't properly clean the area, you know what you do? You recycle it. And again, cutting on the air conditioner does not do anything but take what's laying airborne on the table and spread it quicker. Y'all so smart. Y'all asses is stupid as hell. Y'all give a whole new meaning to stupid. You should get a badge for stupidity, because that's what y'all are. Stupid as hell. And then some of us have the audacity to believe what y'all tell the news media and think it's factual, and it's not. How about fake news? Let's call it that. It's not real. It's not. It's not. When inmates call their families because they're worried about being infected by the virus, y'all don't provide them no vitamins. You don't provide them proper water, enough water to drink to flush their system. And the food that you're feeding is not nutritional. And you know who's to blame for that? Your commissioners. Because y'all do not vet the companies that you sign up to go in there to do the things that they doing for the inmates inside. None of that stuff y'all feed them is healthy at all. And they have underlying issues. But I guess y'all don't get that, right? You don't give a damn, because you are free. Yours is free. You don't care. All y'all care about the dollar that's being collected on the phone calls, on the commissary, the money that's sitting in so they can get some clothes, get some blankets, and all that stuff. Kim Fox, you are blamed too. Because if you get off your ass and tell your state's attorney to do their job, a lot of these people can go home that deserve to go home. But the ones you let out, you shouldn't let out. Them the ones you let out. And the ones you should let out, them the ones that you don't let out. So all y'all ass have accountability. Election time is coming. And I said every time I got some information, I was going to let you know. And this right here, when I received this article this morning, when I tell you it burned my blood pressure to no end, it burned my blood pressure to no end. See that? Yeah, you see it? That's an article that I received this morning. So, I mean what I say. Y'all can't sugarcoat nothing. And every commissioner, Tom Dart, Tony Pretwinkle, Mayor Lightfoot, Governor Pritzker, and Kim Fox, I'm on y'all ass like white on rice. And I mean that. Until we see a change, this is how it's going to be. And it ain't going to get no better. It's not going to get any better because it's going to start coming from all directions. Just watch and see, because you know why people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Y'all always say, oh, we hear you. We understand. We're working on it. We're going to fix it. I need to check with so-and-so. Let me see what I can do. Let me see how we can fix it. And then you try to sugarcoat, try to smooth, and try to make people think that you're really going to make a difference. And y'all really don't give a damn. You don't. You want to pat y'all asses on the back like y'all doing such a good damn job. And you're not. See, God don't discriminate. And he hitting y'all butts really hard. See, the mayor got COVID, right? Y'all think he playing? Y'all play with people's lives and God got yours. I guarantee you every time. And until y'all do right by black and brown, y'all going to experience more than that. So before, I'm going to say this again, before anybody write an article about anything that's going on inside Statesville, Will County, Cook County Jail across these United States, you better check your source first. That data don't mean nothing. People can maneuver data and manipulate the numbers all they want. So that has no validation. Talk to the people who's living in it. Talk to the people who's sitting in it. Because even the guards complain about how things are done inside those walls. Even the guards complain that they're not protected. They're not considered. They complain. So it ain't one side. It ain't just the detainees. It's on both sides. And this is how some of these guards end up being frustrated with the detainees because they're irritated because their voices are not being heard neither. So it's coming from both ends like a double-edged sword. And you commissioners, Brandon Johnson and whoever else commissioner is sitting on there up under Tony Pretwinkle and Tom Dark and Kim Fox and all of y'all, y'all are accountable. You're accountable. So you don't need to do no more Zoom streams. We don't need to see your conversation. We don't even need to see your response. Let us see your action. How about that? How about you do that? Let's see some action. Shut up and do the damn work. That's why your ass is sitting in the seats. This needs to stop. And this is all the way from the lowest low of jobs all the way to the White House. I don't care. I really don't. This is ridiculous. And it needs to stop. Like yesterday. I'm coming back with something else. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.